Good morning, sir.
Hello, good morning. How are you?
So fine.
Okay. Do you see these letters upside down? Or are you able to read the letters written on the board
Yes, sir.
clearly?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay, fine. So we continue the chapter we were doing the previous day. That is Ivan, Rice, and O level. Okay. And now I hope everybody has understood what is there in the chapter, what is the story, what is the conclusion, what is the message of the story, what is the end of this story. But still, we go ahead. So, discussing word of the day, we continue the chapter we left yesterday. So, what is today's word? What was the word? Yes, one of you. Goran Soni, what is the word?
Sir,
Yes, Goran.
research.
Louder, louder. Speak louder.
So, Visage?
Visage. So that is not visage. 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 The pronunciation of the word is visage. And the meaning is the face or appearance of someone. Outer appearance of someone, also face. So it can be used for two meaning, either the face of a person or appearance of someone, and also it could be used for the animal's appearance also, person as well as animal. Now the aim of the chapter is always to improve our reading, our listening, our vocabulary, our comprehension power, our comprehension skill. Characters which we have been reading about since 4 days. Number one, Evans. And now you know that Evans is the jailbreak. He has already escaped from the prison 3 times, and this was his fourth attempt. And he had made a long planning along with his friend, and he had planned to appear for O level in German language. That's how he was going to trick the governor, the authorities, and make an escape from the prison. Next character is McClary. He was a parson, he was a priest, he was a minister from nearby St. Max Monastery. He was ordered by the secretary of board to go and invigilate the examinee, that is Evans, in the cell itself. Evans was allowed to give his exam in the cell because of his safety and security issue. So there was a conversation between the governor and the secretary of the board exam, and both of them had a mutual understanding of allowing Evans to give Evans exam in the cell itself. Next one is Superintendent Carter. So superintendent is the chief head of detective agency here. He was a detective. His role comes when Ivan had escaped from the prison, when governor had scolded Jackson and Stephen both. Jackson was, as you know, senior officer, and he was experienced. Stephen was a new recruit. He was a new in job. He had made a mistake. Mr. Bell, also chief inspector, also in detective agency. Okay. So these are the characters we have already discussed about. And yesterday I had given you a task, Gracie, Chirag, Shikha, Aditya, Prakshal, all of you, I had given a task, I had given a homework to find out the hierarchy in police system. What is the hierarchy? What is the increasing or decreasing order in rank, in post? Remember or not? I had sent it on the group.
Yes, sir, we remember.
Yes. And also, I had asked you to study about the commissionerate system. What is commissionerate system in a city? Have you gone through this?
Yes, sir.
Who has gone through Prakshal Daga? And only one of you?
Me too.
What about you, Chirag?
Yes, sir. I have also read it.
You have read? Speak louder.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. And Aditya, Gorang, have you?
Sir, in the group there is
Okay, so yeah, Prakshal, say what you have gone through.
So in commissionerate system of police, there are two stages. Some are appointed by central government and some are by state government. They have to appear an exam. For central government post, they have to give UPSC, and for state government, state level exam. So in state appointments, there are inspector, assistant inspector, which is only in Maharashtra police only, and then sub inspector, and then assistant sub inspector, head constable and constable. 86% of the population of in police in its postings, 86% are head constable and constable. 13% consist of inspector, assistant inspector, sub inspector, and assistants and sub inspector. 1% of the posts are appointed by central government, where trainee IPS officers and IPS officers are appointed. Trainee IPS officers are given post of Assistant Superintendent of Police, that is ASP, then Deputy Superintendent of Police, DYSP, then SP, Superintendent of Police, SSP, Senior Superintendent of Police, these only. And then for IPS officers who are most senior in this post are given post of DIG, IG, ADG, then SDG, and the last one DGP, who is the senior most in their
Very
post.
good. Very good. Now you understood Chirag Meena. Yesterday you had asked me Chirag and Gracie. Chirag, are you there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We have understood.
You had asked me yesterday what is the difference between inspector and superintendent, isn't it? Now you got the difference? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So that is the hierarchy. That is the step-by-step progress in their career. So from the very beginning, that is constable, then head constable, and she has given the percentage also. The biggest percentages of head constable. That is around how much you said, Prakshal?
So 86%.
86% head constable. Yes. So that's the ratio. So very good. Good homework, Prakshal Daga. I appreciate your hard work. Now I think everybody understood. But the one who asked, Gracie Upadhyay, she is not there because she has not done her homework, it seems. Therefore, she is not joining the class. But you inform her also, Chirag Meena. And you are art student, you must know, especially you are studying arts, so you must know all these things about policing system, about the civilization and all the related topic. Not only you, everybody must know, but especially you, the arts students. Okay, so now we continue the chapter which we left yesterday, and I can tell you the page number is 85. Got it, everybody? Page number 85. And the paragraph we are going to read, that is the third paragraph from top. So I continue this for you and then I will ask someone to read. So he leaped the stairs to his office, three at a time, got Bell on the phone immediately, and put the facts before him. Well, I get him, sir, said Bell. We'll get him with a bit of luck. So we know that the governor had ordered to go to the St. Eldad's police station and step inside, and from there inform Bell, Chief Inspector, inform everything to Bell, and Bell will take the matter into his custody. He will investigate the matter now. So, three at a time, he climbed the step and he got Bell on the phone immediately, put the facts before him. So, who was he? He was governor. The governor had already called him, and Bell assured him. Bell said, yes, sir, I shall try my best and I shall arrest him. We'll get him with a bit of luck. Don't worry, sir. The governor sat back and lit a cigarette. Ye gods, oh God, what a beautifully laid plan it had all been. What a clever fellow Evans was, careless, leaving that question paper behind. But then they all made their mistakes somewhere along the line. Now the governor was sitting and he was meditating about the plan and the mistake of Evans. And he was also thinking, had he left the question paper intentionally with a purpose? Well, almost all of them. And that's why very shortly, Mr. Clever Evans would be back inside doing his once more. So governor, he was appreciating himself. He was calculating in his mind about the arrest of Evans. The phone on his desk erupted. Erupted means again the phone rang. The phone made a ringing sound in a strident burst. Strident burst means very loudly. And Superintendent Carter informed him that McClary had spotted Evans driving off along Elsfield Way. So who had called? This was Superintendent Carter. He informed Governor that Evan had been seen by McClary where Elsfield Way. Elsfield Way. He is seen towards Elsfield Way. So we must go and chase him there. We must go and search him there. They had got the number of the car all right and had given chase immediately, but had lost him at the Haddington roundabout. So Carter also informed him that we had noticed the number of the car and we were chasing that car, but at the circle of Haddington, at the square of Haddington, we lost that car. We were chasing, but we lost that. It disappeared. We didn't find it. He must have doubled back into city. And Carter also said that I think he had crossed that circle and he has again taken an entry to the city. So perhaps it might be his trick to cheat us and he is back in the city. No, said the governor quietly. No, he is on his way to Newbury. Now governor informed him that he is on his way to Newbury. He is going to Newbury. Don't worry, he is not going to coming back to the city. Rather, he is going to Newbury, informed by the governor. He explained his reason for believing so and left it at that. It was a police job now, notice. And he said that he is going to Newbury, but you can trust me, but now it is police job, your job to search him, your job to arrest him, not my job. You use your reason like that. He was just another good for a gullible governor, that was all. And now governor knew that he was just good for a giggle. He was good for nothing. He was just a stupid. He was just a gullible. Gullible means stupid, made fool. He had been made a fool by Ivan. He was a gullible now. He was good for only laugh. So therefore, the governor was not taking much interest now, and he had left everything to the police. That was all. By the way, Carter, I hope you managed to get McClary to the hospital all right. And now he asked Carter, have you managed to drop McClary to the hospital all right? Because you know, McClary was the person, according to them, who was there in the jail, who was wounded, and he had informed everything about Ivan. But actually, it was just opposite. Actually, the wounded person who was acting McClary was Ivan himself, and the person who had been dropped to the main gate by Stephen in disguise of McClary, that was Ivan's one of the friend. That was not real McClary, that was not Ivan, that was one of Ivan's friends. McClary, you say, yes, he is a person. Sorry, we're reading. Yes, he is in the Radcliffe now. Really groggy he was when we got to the examination offices and they rang for the ambulance from there. The governor rang the Radcliffe a few minutes later and asked for the accident department. So in order to cross check, in order to confirm whether McClary is there, the governor called to the hospital. Which hospital? Radcliffe Hospital. And he inquired about McClary, and the receptionist from there said, McClary, what name you are saying? McClary, yes, he is a parson, the governor said. I don't think there is anyone with that name. The reply came from the hospital, I don't think there is anyone with that name. Yes, there is. You will find one of your ambulances picked him up from Elsfield way about. So the governor said that we had called to the ambulance, and ambulance had picked him up from Elsfield way. Oh, that, yes, we sent an ambulance, all right. But when we got there, the fellow had gone. He was not there. No one seemed to know where he was, just vanished, not a sign of him. But the governor was no longer listening, and the truth seemed to hit him with an almost physical impact somewhere in the back of his neck. So governor was now more serious, was more frightened, and what was the truth now? He was tension. It seemed very heavy for him to understand what was the matter. What had happened to McClary? Why he is not in the hospital? What's the real matter? What is the mystery? A quarter of an hour later, they found the Reverend S. McClary securely bound and gagged in his study in Broad Street. So, after 45 minutes, his team found McClary, the real McClary, original McClary, where? In his study room. He was gagged. Gagged means his mouth was tied with some cloth, some tapes. So he was gagged and he was bound to the chair. And now the whole story had come to the governor. Now the governor had understood what was the matter. He had been there, he said, since 8:15 a.m. when two men had called and they came inside and they tied me and they had sent another person in disguise of me. Inquiries in Newbury throughout the afternoon produced nothing. Nothing at all. And by tea time, everyone in the prison knew what had happened. So by tea time, everyone in the prison knew, all the prisoners, all the authorities, all the policemen, they knew what had happened. They knew that Ivan had escaped one more time. And now they were talking behind governor. They were talking ill of governor and the authority. Oh, he considered himself to be very brilliant, excellent. Now you see what has happened. That fellow has been made a fool. He is a fool. He is an idiot. Like that they were talking at his back. Now, nothing at all. And by tea time, everyone in the prison knew what had happened. It had not been Evans impersonating McClary who had walked out. It had been Evans impersonating McClary who had stayed in. Now everybody understood what had happened. Yes, it was not McClary impersonating Ivan who had gone out, who had been dropped to the main gate by Stephen. Rather, it was McClary who was in the jail itself. That was the actual Ivan, and governor and authority and Jackson and other people, they were little more they were shameless. Okay, they were harassed. They were feeling guilty that they couldn't identify who was the real McClary. Who had said in the fish and chips were delicious, and after a gentle stroll around the center of Chipping Norton, Evans decided to return to the hotel and have an early night. So now it is about Ivan. Ivan was roaming around here and there in the city, and he was eating chips and other things, and he says the chips, the fish and chips, they were delicious, and now he was back to the hotel. What was the name of the center? Round center of Chipping Norton. Evans decided to return to the hotel and have an early night. Have an early night means sleep early. A smart new hat concealed the wreckage of his closely cropped hair. So his hair was cropped like McClary. So he had covered that hair by the hat so that he couldn't be identified by any of the person. If he is inquired about, nobody will inform about him. And he kept it on as he walked up to the reception desk of the Golden Lion. So that is the name of the hotel, Golden Lion. In this hotel, he had come, the Golden Lion Hotel. Now, it would take a good while for his hair to regain its former glory. But what the hell did that matter? He was out again, wasn't he? A bit of bad luck that when Jackson had pinched his scissors, for it had meant a long and tricky operation with his only razor blade the previous night. So Jackson had already taken his scissors, and he had done hard work using his razor, small razor, and with the help of that razor he had cropped his hair with his razor blade the previous night. But he had his good luck too. Just think if Jackson had made him take his bobble. Bobble means a hat. So he also thanked God that Jackson had asked him, but he didn't agree with him, and Jackson allowed him to keep the bobble hat. That really had been a close call. That really had been a close call means I just escaped by an inch. Still, old Jackson wasn't such a bad fellow. One of the worst things, funny really, had been the beard. He had always been allergic to sticking plaster, and even now his chin was irritatingly sore and red. And now he is thinking all alone about all this thing, and he's saying, yes, so all this flashback is why for us, like in the movie, especially the detective movies, it has been shown at the end when the case is solved. If you watch Crime Patrol or any other serial, then at the end, or the movie also, detective movie, spy movie, they show how the person, how the criminal managed all this thing. So like that, he is in flashback, he is reflecting, but reflecting for us so that we may understand, the audience, the readers may understand what has happened. Yes, now I want someone to read. Yes, who is going to read for us? I think only one girl would be there. Okay, Gracie has come back very late. Yes, Gracie.
Yes, sir.
Had you studied that system, hierarchy, police hierarchy?
No, sir.
I knew. I knew that you are good for nothing. Yes? Why you didn't do that?
Sir, I forgot to
Very
do
good.
that.
Now I should start sending you almond every day. How much? Five to six almond every day. You eat and you sharpen your memory. Okay, Gracie, read louder and clear, and rest
Yes,
everybody.
sir.
Read.
From the on one of the worst things.
This is over. the receptionist, next page, page number 87.
Okay, sir. The receptionist wasn't the same girl who had booked him in, but the change was definitely for the better. As he collected his keys, he gave her his best smile, told her he wouldn't be bothering with breakfast, ordered the Daily Express, and asked for an early morning call at 6:45 a.m. Tomorrow was going to be another busy day. He whistled softly to himself as he walked up the board stairs. He had sort of liked the idea of being dressed up as a minister dog collar and everything. Yes, it had been a jolly good idea for McLary to wear two black fronts, two collars, but that top collar, phew, it had kept on slipping off the back stud. And there had been that one panically moment when McLary had just got his hand up to his neck in time to stop the collar springing apart from Stephen's. Ah, they had got that little problem worked out all right though. A pen stuck in the mouth whenever the evil eye had appeared at the peephole. Easy, but all that finding about under the blanket with the black front and the stud at the back of the collar, that had been far more difficult than they had ever bargained for.
Now
Everything else,
he is thinking all about he had done whatever tricks or things he had managed to escape, to make an escape from the prison. He is lost about it. He is thinking about the minister's dog's collar. Yesterday I told you what is dog's collar. Okay, so worn by the priest. So that is called dog collar. So how did he manage to put that dog collar and two black fronts? Two black front means double clothing was being done by McLary, and one was given to Ivan. Another dress was worn by his friend. He had gone out. So everything was to the invigilator McLary, who had come into the prison in the dress, but that fellow was wearing how many dresses? Two dresses, one over the other. And why he had asked for the blanket? He had asked for the blanket because he could come in the getup of McLary and he would wrap himself under the blanket and nobody would recognize or identify him. So this was his friend who had come in disguise of McLary wearing two dress, two dog's collar, everything he had brought in two. And that is his reflection now. He is thinking over it, how all these things were managed by his friend. He is also thinking about Stephen, how time to time he was coming and peeping through the peephole. And everything else had gone beautifully, smoothly, though in the car he had found everything they had promised: soap and water, clothes, the map. Yes, the map. Now he's also thinking about his escape from the prison, and in the car the things were managed for him: the soap, the water for cleaning himself, and everything were there. Yes, the map, of course, the Ordnance Survey map of Oxfordshire. So there was map also of Oxfordshire so that he could reach his exact location. He had got some good friends, some very clever friends, Christ. So he had got some good friends, some very good friends, and he is thanking God for this. Yes, now we continue. Yes, continue reading.
yes, sir. He unlocked his bedroom door and closed it quietly behind him, and then stood frozen to the spot, like a man who has just caught a glimpse of the Gorgon. Sitting on a narrow bed was the very last man in the world that Evans had expected or wanted to see.
So when he
It was
entered, just when he entered into his room, what did he see? He saw a gorgon. What is the meaning of gorgon? A giant. So the moment he entered, he saw Gorgon. Gorgon. Gorgon means a giant. The last person whom he wanted to see. That was the governor himself. He was surprised. He was shocked. How did the governor reach here? Yes, continue now.
It's not worth trying anything, said the governor quietly, as Ivan's eyes darted desperately around the room. I have got men all around the place. Well, there were only two, really, but Ivan needn't know that. He let the words sink in. Women too. Didn't you think the blonde girl in reception was rather sweet?
Okay,
Evans
so
was
now the governor is talking. Governor and Ivan both are talking, and Ivan's eyes darted desperately around the room. Ivan tried to check here and there whether he could make an escape, but the governor said, I have got men all around. Don't try to escape. You will be shot down. Sorry. So he was warned by the governor, and there were only two of them. They were talking, and he asked Ivan about his planning, and now Ivan will disclose everything to him. Continue. Yes, continue.
Yes, sir.
What? You are sleeping? What you are doing?
Yes, sir. Evans was visibly shaken. He sat down slowly in the only chair the small room could offer and held his head between his hands. For several minutes there were utter silence. Finally he spoke. It was the bloody correction slip, I suppose. Well, the governor failed to mask the deep satisfaction of his voice. There are a few people who know a little German.
Okay,
Slowly,
so
very
now
slowly.
finally, Ivan started speaking, and he said, "Well, I think that is the correction slip. Because of that, you have managed to reach here. Because of that bloody correction slip, you have reached here." And the governor is little satisfied. He is trying to show his satisfaction, his happiness, and he's saying, yes, there are a few people who know little bit of German. So he is trying to speak about himself only, that he is an excellent person. He knows German also. He is not a fool. He is not an idiot. Rather, he is a clever man. Continue.
Slowly, very slowly, Evans relaxed. He was beaten and he knew it. He sat up at last and managed to smile ruefully. You know, it wasn't really a mistake. You see, we hadn't been able to fix up any hotel, but we could have worked that some other way. No, the really important thing was for the phone to ring just before the exam finished. To get everyone out of the way for a couple of minutes, we had to know exactly when the exam started, didn't we? And like a fool, I presented you with that little piece of information on a plate. Well, somebody did. So you see, sir, the correction slip killed two little birds with a single stone, didn't it? The name of the hotel for me and the exact time the exam started for the governor nodded. It's a pretty common word.
Yes,
Good job.
so
It's a pretty
Ivan is
common.
saying that correction slip was a lucky one. It killed two birds with one stone. That is exact time of exam for my friends, and the name of the hotel for me. There, this is how I reached the hotel, and unfortunately, by mistake, this was left there, and it reached in your hand, and you have managed to reach here. The governor nodded. It's a pretty common word. Good job. It is pretty common, sir. Or I would never have known where to come to Uday. So the governor says, if I hadn't got this slip, I would have never reached you. Nice name, though. Zam Golden Loen. Zam Golden Loen. So, in the beginning of the story, when the exam was about to start, there was a correction slip, and in the correction slip, the invigilator McClary had asked him to replace the word golden with golden. Yes, we had seen the previous day. Continue. Continue, Prakshal Daga.
Prakshal.
Yes, sir. Nice name. Those golden lion. How did you know which golden lion it was? There's hundreds of them. Same as you. Evans index number 313. Center number 271. Remember? Six figures. And if you take an ordnance survey map for Oxfordshire, you find that the six-figure reference 313 by 271 lands you bang in the middle of Chipping Norton. Yeah, you are right. We had opened, you would run off to Newbury. We did. Well, that's
So,
something I
yes,
suppose.
yes, how did you find this exact location? So the governor is saying, like you, find out that index number 313271. And the way you use 313271, same way I have used my brain. And when I cracked that ordnance survey map, I reached this location. Yeah, you are right. Continue.
That question paper, Evans, could you really understand all the German? I could hardly. Nah, course I couldn't. I know roughly what it was all about, but we just opened. It would throw a few spanners in the works, sort of muddle everybody a bit. The governor stood up. Tell me one thing before we go. How on earth did you get all that blood to pour over your head? Evan suddenly looked a little happier. Clever, sir. Very clever. That was how to get a couple of pins of blood into a cell, huh? When there's none there to start off with, and when the invigilator, shall we say, gets searched before he comes in. Yes, sir. You can well ask about that, and I do not. If I ought to tell you, after all, I might want to use that particular. Anything to do with the little rubber ring for piles, perhaps? Ivan screamed feebly. Clever though, wasn't it?
Now he asked about the blood. How did you manage to take that blood? Was it real blood? Was it artificial? Now he understood it was artificial blood. But how did he manage to do that? And what was the use of that rubber tube? Did he have anything to do with piles? Was the minister, was your friend really suffering from piles? Now what reply he gives? Must have been a tricky job, sticking a couple of pins. Nah, you have got it wrong, sir. No problem about that. Your friend brought it. So Ivan said, no, sir, it was not very difficult for me. Nah, it's the clotting you see. That's the big trouble. And he's saying it is the clotting of the blood that is the trouble for me. So therefore, we had to mix real human blood with the blood of pig. So this was the pig's blood from a slaughterhouse, but actual human blood was also to be mixed so that clotting is not done. We got the blood easy enough. Pig's blood it was from the slaughter's house in Kidlington. But to stop it clotting, you have got to mix your actual blood. Evans took a breath with 1/10 of its own volume of 3.8% trisodium citrate. Didn't know that, did you, sir? So this is the name of the chemical trisodium citrate. We had to mix so that it doesn't become thick. The governor shook his head in a token of reluctant admiration. Governor said, no, I didn't know about that. We learn something new every day. They tell me, come on, my lad. So he says, the governor says, we learn every day new thing. We are in this job. Our job is to catch the criminal. So every day, all the human beings learn something new. So same with me also. Evans made no show of resistance, and side by side, the two men walked slowly down the stairs. Tell me, Evans, how did you manage to plan all this business? You have had no visitors. I have seen to that. You have had no letters. I have got lots of friends, though. What's that supposed to mean? Me, German teacher for a start. You mean, but he was from the technical college, was he? Ivan was almost enjoying it all now. Ever checked up on himself? So governor said, how did you manage all this thing? Do you have plenty of friends? So Ivan is disclosing now. He's saying, yes, my teacher, I have got plenty of friends. Have you ever cross-checked the teacher? Who was that? The van